Do you want to know what caddies have in their bag as a caddy survival kit? Well, we like to call a belt bag or a fanny pack, as some people call it. What's inside of here? Quinn is going to tell us everything that he carries for his player on the DP World Tour. Let's get started. It looks very neat and tidy. Is this something that you have in the golf bag, or do you actually carry it just like this?
Well, I bring it to the golf course every day, but I do put it inside the golf bag when I'm carrying the golf bag.
Okay, we're going to sit down. We're going to take everything out, and you're going to explain to us what the heck you have stuffed in here, because it's pretty tight, ladies and gents. It's pretty tight. Okay, let's do this. There's a lot happening here, but what the heck is this?
These are putting cups. When we go to a tournament, a lot of times the events are hosted at the same golf courses year after year. So typically we know where in general they're going to put the pins. And so during the practice rounds, I will put these down in general areas that the pins have been in the past areas.
So if you're new to golf and you have no idea what he's saying, this ends up being the hole. There's already a hole there with the flag, and what he does is he places these very cute, exact same size as a hole. He just like throws them on a green on different parts, and then he gets his player to pretend that this is the new hole instead of having to dig a hole. Get it? Most of us know what this is, but if you're brand new to golf, you're like, what the heck is this?
This is a rangefinder. So what it is basically a laser that you look through this hole here, and it gives you a zoomed in magnified view up to, I don't know, maybe 600 yards. I think it shoots up to pretty accurately within a yard. And this is a Tour V4 Bushnell slope edition, so you can actually slide this little piece up and it will account for changes in elevation.
Side note, if Bushnell wants to sponsor this video or sponsor any of our videos, wants to send a few free ones, we're here for it all. Continue.
Yeah, so this is really helpful for us, just to double check in the yardage book, make sure all the yardages that they give us in the yardage book are right, as well as sometimes it's just quicker in the practice rounds if the player is just like, hey, what's the pin? During the tournament we want to know what the front edge is, the back edge, what the cover is on certain lines to get to certain parts of the green, and the flag, different ridges in the green, etc., which we use the book for. But when you're just in the practice round, this is a quick, easy way to shoot, we say, the yardages or the distance.
If you are first time watching this video, we've done 2 other videos that you should for sure watch. How much do caddies get paid? Very important question. How do you become a caddy? Or the past 2 videos that we've done. The next one that's also going to come is going to be all things yardage book. Like, what is this thing that they have in their back pocket, they pull out and they're always looking at and they're always discussing? So that's going to go with what he just spoke to you about in terms of yardage. The yardage book and that go hand in hand. So that's going to be next week's video. So make sure you stay tuned with our Caddie series. They're all going to be lined up at the end of this video. Now let's talk about all things protection of skin. I see sunscreens, band-aids. I see protection, hat, glasses. Talk to me about the weather on a golf course, as we know, is like, it's unpredictable. Like, it was very cold this morning, sun's out.
Yes. Meteorologist, pretty awesome job. You are pretty much a Hall of Famer if you get the weather right less than half the time. You make way too much money for being wrong all the time. If I was wrong that much, I would definitely be fired quickly.
Correct.
But yes, because I live my life essentially outside, you can see I have quite the assortment of sunscreen.
I feel like the one thing that people forget is chapstick. I mean, you gotta protect the lips. I know that everyone's going hard on the sunscreen. Lips are important, everybody. They get chapped and burned.
Big time. Yeah, big time. Gotta take care of the lips as well. Sunscreen's nice, but I am also a big fan of sun sleeves. You just slide them on your arms and it saves you putting a lot of sun cream on your arms every day.
What do you think about the players that I feel like don't apply a lot of sunscreen in the lower half of their face. So when they take their hat off, it's like a white patch. I mean, how many of them have we seen? And then it's like a full tan. What are we going to tell those players to do? What? Like, we don't care if you look crazy. Apply more sunscreen.
If you paid attention in science class, the skin is the biggest organ of your body. The other organs of your body, I always think if they changed color, would you be concerned?
You know what? Should we just drop the mic on that one? You don't even have to go any further. I'll just drop mine. Say no more. Protect your skin, everybody. Tell them about this. This looks fun. I was like, ooh, hair tie and compass mixture. What's happening?
Yeah, so I have a compass on my my yardage book, and then I also can just put this on my wrist. So it's just a quick way to look down really quickly, and before we tee off, I check and double check and triple check about 3 different apps to get the wind direction and the speed. So I know which direction the wind's coming from and how strong it's going to be at different times throughout the round. And then you also have to, make sure that you're checking throughout the round to make sure that what you've read is correct. And you can kind of just go based off the information that you have.
Are you checking your phone to see where the wind is coming from? Like, what apps are you allowed to use your phone and apps during the round? Like, how does that work?
Not during the round. Before the round, yes. You can just use various weather apps, and like I said before, meteorologists, they're about as trustworthy as lawyers. If you say that it's helping out of the right and then the ball gets up in the air and it's hurting out of the right, you could have a situation like I did in Portugal, where you convince your player to hit 5 when they should have hit 4.
If you have not watched that video, you need to stop everything, probably click right here, and go listen to Quinn's insane story of him telling his player, doubling down on the wrong club. Incredible story. Tons to learn from that. But let's plug your friends over here. What is this? Fun, great color. We love a Barbie color. We love a Barbie moment.
Yes.
Tell us.
The pink brush, as my player likes to call it. Pocket brush. It's a company here out of British Columbia. Very, very convenient little brush. I keep two of them on me at all times. And I believe they're saying is don't play dirty. But the last thing you want to do is hit a good shot and not get a good result because your grooves are dirty. It's a very easy, convenient way to just make sure that those grooves are clean. I just pop it in my pocket, slide it just up and down like that. It's very easy. And then it makes my job easy, so that every time that my player pulls out a club, he takes a look, and I know for a fact that it's ready to go. The
bristles are a little bit strong. Does it ever I'm assuming it, obviously because you use it, doesn't affect the club, it doesn't scratch it or anything? Is it just very durable? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I would say don't use it on your woods. It might scratch like a black driver face or something like that, but typically you're not going to take divots with your driver, or hopefully not. However, you
should watch my driver series for that one. Come on now.
Yes, exactly. If you are taking divots, watch your driver series. And normally as a caddy, I would say use a wet towel to wipe that dirty driver.
What's the coins for?
Okay, coins marking a golf ball. You never really know, I guess, when your player's gonna get to the first tee and say, "Oh, I misplaced my coin. Do you have a ball marker?"
Do you have a Sharpie? Why do you have a Sharpie? Why is it white?
Yeah, so this is not your typical Sharpie. This is your typical Sharpie, little baby Sharpie. So that's for marking balls there. But this is actually a paint marker. So what we use this for is in the yardage book, sometimes there are sprinkler heads that don't have any sort of marking on them. So I use this to write a 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C or some kind of symbol on it. And then I use my trusty rangefinder.
From who?
From Bushnell.
Who's going to sponsor us? Do the greens crew and the superintendent hate you guys for having essentially paint Sharpies around on their sprinkler heads? This is practice round, I'm assuming. If every caddy's out there writing an initial somewhere, what are we getting yelled at by anybody, or are we just doing this on the DL? What is that? How does that look like?
I would say Normally, the ground screw isn't a huge fan of it. But I guess in response to that, we would say, well, mark the golf course better.
Oh, and we are going to end this episode on that note. Love the survival kit. Great. Thanks, Quinn. Make sure you guys watch the Caddie series. The next one's going to be this insane book that everyone always asks me about, the Bible. Ladies and gents, here we are. Okay, next week's episode. Thanks for watching.